I fall asleep. Then all of a sudden, about 2 a.m., I hear dogs barking. Yeah, my dogs. What could that be? So I hop up, and then I remember. It's the Jolly Man. There he is, standing in my kitchen, brushing off the snow. And I go, oh, it's you. And he goes, did you forget? And I go, no, I didn't forget. I said, well, how was your ride? And he goes, oh, it wasn't too bad. And I go, nothing held you up? And he goes, no. By the way, this nice tropical breeze flowing over the state of Minnesota is wonderful. We're really making excellent time. Excellent time, I'm thinking. Excellent time? You need a watch. You should have been here earlier. It's 2 a.m. for crying out loud. So I said, well, why don't you come on in? And he goes, well, thank you. Actually, I already am. So he puts his bag down on the floor and he starts digging through the bag. He's digging here, he's digging there, and I'm thinking, oh, I know what he's digging for. And I said, gee, as he's pulling something out of the bag, Santa, you shouldn't have. And as he holds his scroll, he goes, shouldn't have what? And then I realized my mistake. It wasn't a present for me. No, he had the scroll. Oh, the scroll. And he calls it a list. And he goes, oh, did you think I was getting you a brand new iPod or something? And I said, oh, no, I was just kidding, Santa. Yeah, I was kidding. And he goes, well, what do you think I have? And I go, because I already saw it, of course, you've got the scroll. And he goes, you know what the scroll is? And I said, of course I know what the scroll is. It's your list. And he goes, yeah, it's my list. So he sits down. No, he plops down in my recliner. And he goes, gee, this is kind of warm. And I said, well, yeah, I was sitting there. And he goes, well, it's really warm. He goes, you must have been sitting here for a long time. He goes, is that all you do is sit around? And I'm thinking, you should be wanting to talk. Santa sits around. The elves do all the work. So anyway, I said, well, I happen to kind of like doze off from the chair. And he goes, well, I thought a person like you would be busy having lots of things to do, not sleeping in a chair. And I'm thinking, yeah, I wouldn't be sleeping in the chair if someone would coming in the normal hours of the night. We could have had this meeting, but been over and done with. I could have been sleeping in my nice warm bed, having a good night's sleep. Now I'm going to be cranky the next day because he woke me up in the middle of the night. Yeah, it's like 2:20 now, 2:20 a.m. So I said, Santa, you had obviously something to talk about. And he goes, well, yeah. He unscrolls it, and he lets the list go. And there goes the list going across my floor. And what should I see? Little names. Your names. And I go, hey, I recognize those names. And he goes, hey, you should. And I said, well, they're my Playcast kids. And he goes, yes. And they made the list. And I'm thinking, was the list good or is the list bad? Actually, it could probably be both good and bad, right? So anyway, he goes, this is the list. This is the list of your students. Why are they on my list? He goes, I make a list every year, and every year I check it twice. And I go, yeah, Santa, I know. But you know what? It's 2007. It's time to get away from, oh, Mara's name is on that list. Why wouldn't Mara's name be on your list? And he goes, well, you know. And I go, well, why would that be? And he goes, you know, behind your back, she's great at making little signs. And I go, oh, that's right. Her and Cassie. And he goes, oh, Cassie's on that list too. He goes, you know the way those two go back and forth? I can see why you cast her as a 14-year-old in that play. And I go, whoa, Santa, that's tough stuff coming from you. And I go, Haley's on the list. And he goes, yeah, Haley. He goes, somebody was supposed to be checking lines last night. Haley wasn't there, was she? And I said, no, she wasn't. So Haley was on the list. And I said, what about this guy? And he goes, oh, Shane? He goes, I heard he's a narcoleptic. I go, a narcoleptic? And they go, yeah, he just falls asleep at will. He'll fall asleep in the middle of the living room. He'll fall asleep on the couch. He'll fall asleep all over the place. And I said, why would Val be on Santa's list? And he goes, Val's on the list because Val's been really good this year. And I go, Val's been really good this year. What has she been up to? And he goes, like always, she's always there. She's always cleaning. She's got the light board going. And she makes sure all those wonderful presentations get going on time. And I said, well, that's good. It's about time that somebody good is on the list. We got to take a short commercial break. Bye.
Now it is.
So, Val was on the list. And I said, why is Justin on the list? He goes, Justin. Well, Justin's been a good boy. And I go, why has Justin been a good boy? He's been slaving away with that carpentry. I said, you know what? If he was just a little bit smaller and his ears a little pointier, I bet he would have made a terrific little elf. And Santa goes, yes, I've been keeping my eye on him because even though he's a little bit big for an elf, I might have to recruit him anyway. So Justin might have a job after he graduates from high school as being one of Santa's super elves. Hey, Will Ferrell did it. And then I said, why is Anna on the list? And he goes, Anna? Oh yeah, Anna. You could come from a different